Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, the Truth Buster. It's June 28, 2015. I'm on All News Pipeline. And there's an article here regarding Jade Helm. And it's titled, Jade Helm is the beginning of computers control of humanity, human cataloging system able to identify and eliminate threats to the New World Order. It says here, with the government of the United States of America, our public service now perceiving the American people as its greatest threat. The must-listen video from the Have Been Having report features DJ, who tells all about the real purpose of Jade Helm. Gleaned via her tireless research, the government of the U.S. will be using a computer-driven military to clamp us all down. DJ shares with us the implications of this, not for only the American people, but for a free humanity across the globe that is completely aware artificially intelligent quantum computer system takes the helm of the war machine in preparation of doing battle against the American people. We learned that through the terrorists in Washington, D.C. have committed treason against America and the American people by selling out our country to a global government dictatorship of corporations. They are looked at as patriots by the New World Order and will be protected at all costs, while the American people who oppose said world government dictatorship will be looked as terrorists against the World Order and hunted down. And there's a picture image, and it says, if you're afraid to speak out against tyranny, you're already a slave. Makes sense. It's up to us to speak out and say no more. It goes on to say, we learned that Jade Helm was able to adapt on the fly and adjust to changing real world situations. Jade has the ability to use vast amounts of data collected on the human domain to generate human domain systems to identify or eliminate targets, insurgents, or anyone that can be identified as a threat to the New World Order. What we'll likely witness ahead is not battles directed by commanders or generals, but a computer. A total and command and control system. Jade is capable of collecting huge amounts of information on individuals and small groups, as well as the entire states and up to entire countries, where it can identify, extract, or eliminate perceived threats and targets based on deviations from all societal norms. It can also examine the human domain over time to change or rewrite its own program parameters in a particular time frame. Simply, Jade is a human cataloging system. Think NSA and Mega Servites, able to generate complex battle plans in seconds rather than hours, days, or weeks. It can create holographic battlefield simulations on the fly. Being a computer that can program itself and adapt its program to changing human conditions, what can Jade find out about us? Well, pretty much everything. Our communications, financial transactions, travel patterns, social media content, and emotions. Yes, Jade can read human emotions. Well, with all this unfolding soon in Texas and in the deep south and southwest, this newly released story comes from the investment watch blog called Scottus confirms Constitution is irrelevant. Rule of law is dead. Ruling class oligarch is the power. Tell us what our ruling class might think, however, they got another thing coming to them. As was written in the Declaration of Independence long ago, it is our duty to cast off tyrannical government. And if they want to be tyrants, they will be treated as such. Of course, EMP will never suggest that violence be used. Casting off against said terrorist governments. Casting off government is actually much easier than that. We simply do not comply, refuse to go along with their plan. We take the words of Maya Angelou to heart. We should not be bitter, but angry. Use it angry, write it, paint it, dance it, march it, talk it, never stop talking it. This government of criminals and terrorists in Washington does not control us. These criminals are terrorists. And in Washington are merely our servants, and that is how they should be treated, as servants by all of us. We will continue to hammer that message down their throats until they remember who they serve, or until they eliminate us, for consistently reminding them that their evil ways will never be allowed to conquer humanity. Okay. That article right there, it's a huge bombshell. For one, concerning the Jade program. Alright. Freedom Founder 2127, a few weeks after Jade Helm broke out, did his own research and already put that analysis out that Jade is a geospatial engineering mapping software program. And as time went by, others in the truth movement spectrum only foreseen the term Jade Helm having to do with China because of the name Jade, the Jade Stone, and the Chinese. The Jade Stone is a very precious stone. They believe it has mystical powers, and it's marvelous to them. Yes, the Chinese will be involved with Jade Helm, but the name Jade Helm on the logo is irrelevant on the Chinese aspect. So when he put that video out, I'm sorry, I'm in a low light situation. He gave an in-depth, detailed report on the software, and Jade is being developed by several corporations. Microsoft is one of the contributing factors to the program. And he said, and it's true, that after Windows 10 is released, there's going to be no more Windows operating platform. It's going to be similar to Jade, and its operating parameters are going to be based on pre-predictive body movements, as such with your Xbox camera eye for your Xbox gaming console. It uses technology of pre-predictive body movements. And that's going to be applied to Windows operating systems. But Microsoft is working with the tyrannical government on developing the Jade software. Now, on top of that, Dabu 7 released some intel when the Baltimore incident was going on, and while he was down at the front line and there in Baltimore, he noticed a blimp flying around Baltimore, and it is equipped with a dirty box. Now, a dirty box is the same surveillance technology and capability as a Stingray cell site simulator, but it at a far grander, massive scale. It has a wider coverage range and gathers, if you will, thousands of people's cell phone data and metadata within just a minute or two and collects it. So they're using this pretty predictive program, geospatial engineering software, that is being developed by a corporation back east in Chicago, I believe, for the specific fact of they're going to implement it with Jade helm. Now remember, if you will, the movie Stealth, in the article that I just read, the Jade program is ever changing and creates new simulations. Well, the movie Stealth, the technology they used in that movie, they already have with the UAV, drones. They're developing them already. They're already self-aware and artificially intelligent. They're working on that technology for that. That's Skynet right there. So that falls back into the Terminator movie series with Skynet, something that is fully aware and can read human emotions. So you're gonna have drones flying around. Very soon. Hell, Boeing just brought out the Champ a few weeks ago, and they are in the works of expanding technology on intensifying its range, either within the drone itself or other capability to expand its range, and this drone shoots an EMP beam, frying all electronic devices. And Champ was brought out just this year. A few months ago, matter of fact. Look it up. Look up Boeing Champ. You can Google it, YouTube it. There's a video on YouTube about it and what it does. It emits an EMP beam. So the technological advancements we see in movies is pretty predictive programming. That stealth drone, where it's fully aware and it's ever changing its operating parameters and gaining more intelligence and capability. That's a scary thing. Rise of the machines are coming. Now this is just going to be for a mapping software used by a central computer. But you can bet your bottom dollar that they're trying to implement the technology into drones and other equipment. Anyway, that's all I have for now. I want to thank you for tuning in. You can look up the article yourself on News Pipeline. Follow me Fool on Twitter, Truthbuster. You have a blessed and prosperous night. God bless, be safe, and be prepared, and wake others up. Good night.